Somebody call a doctor because bad medicine is back. Over there is Diamond Dave Damone. This is the Appleton Oak. That's the answer. I'm Mason Quinn. Folks, I couldn't be more excited because it is time for the season finale of Alice in Borderland. This is, of course, episode 8. I cannot wait to see who the witch is. We're going to find it out and then see what the hell happens next.
It's time for the season 1 finale. Show has been amazing, and I'm definitely ready, willing, and able to find out who the witch is because, of course, they left us with a black screen right at the end. So I can't wait.
It's time. I can't even. How am I supposed to follow up after
can't.
the answer?
Follow that, kid.
One? No, look, this entire season has been absolutely insane. Way overexceeded any expectations I could have had. I just hope the season finale keeps on pace. That's all I got to say.
I have no idea what to expect out of this. I just hope some key characters that I appreciate survive. Who knows? Let's go!
The smiling face on your TV. Oh, I'm the cult of personality. I exploit you, still you love me.
Oh, at first I was like,
Oh,
oh, nice.
we're gonna see.
Border phone.
We're gonna see who's behind the game. Maybe, probably not.
撮れてる？なんかカメラ動くみたい。
Oh, is this when they just got there?
It's the only thing I can think of.
The streets look pretty empty.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're just gonna not give us any explanation as to what happened.
東京からみんな消えちゃいました。
I mean, this would have been a great opener just even for the first episode.
誰もいなくなって5日経ちました。また撮ってるけどそれどうすんの？
Yeah.
Yep.
本当に行くの？
Red shirt?
Well, not yet.
Not yet.
You might see some red shirts down here.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember the one holding the camera.
もうか真っ暗だよ。
Not afraid of the dark, are you?
もうか？
Classic Nickelodeon show.
And now look at her.
Almost made it.
Credits.
Ah,
Like I said, that would have been
Let's
even a
go.
great intro in the first episode.
Yeah.
How that started. That was awesome. How they did that.
well, what I like is that when a show sometimes doesn't need to explain the whys and the hows, and it's like, no, you're just in this world, and
Well,
we're
that's-
just going forward. So
Yeah.
deal with it. Here we are.
I'm
Let's
not going to get
roll.
hung up
And that's-
on why.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's a huge like WTF, but it's almost like at this point, if
Doesn't matter.
if they don't give us how it started,
You're right.
I'm okay either way.
It's like,
you
why
know?
did the? Or it's like, how did the zombies start in Walking Dead? Nobody
Exactly.
knows. It doesn't matter. It's never been answered. Who cares? You know. That's
I thought you guys told me how it happened. Or they never explained it on
Nope.
the show? Oh,
Nope.
stupid. Glad I don't watch it.
I think for something like this, though, we need to know how.
Well, I think maybe eventually, but it's not at this point.
I won't say we.
It's not
I'll say me.
focal.
You need. I need to know.
I need to know.
Oh, we need to know who the game master is.
Well, it's the Red Queen.
The body's burning. Just
Somebody's monitoring.
Yeah, him.
he was like that too in the tag in
Yeah.
the building. In the game, one game we saw him in.
やれ
There's the witch.
That's who you think it is, huh?
俺はもうダメだ今さら止められねえよ
You've always got a choice.
聞こえただろ俺に従わない奴は全員魔女だ撃ってくださいもうやめろ
Here we go. The big reveal.
俺と協力して魔女を探そう
Oh! Oh!
I was going to say he was going to hit him.
これで分かったピーチの中で唯一アリバイの確かなアリスを襲うそれはあんたが魔女だからよ
Oh! Go! You can't take too many hits like that.
あんたが魔女か。
Arya?
Well, Arya,
ああ。俺が魔女だ。
there you go.
What are you waiting for?
Yeah, attack him.
Maybe the
If I
folks
was
in the
somebody
background, want to
background,
move.
I'd probably
撃ってみろ。
Come on, really?
do it now.
Going to the 1-2 dudes who can't do it.
あんたには魔女じゃ
After
な
they
い。
took out all these people.
あんたは魔女じゃない。なのにな
Oh,
んで
well, there goes my theory.
他に目的があるからか。
他に目的。
あんたが殺したのは桃香じゃない。
It was Hatter.
あんたの目を見てやっと分かって。自己嫌悪、自暴自棄。
Because he'd been through the same thing. Sorta.
Essentially, just not.
Right there, you just
yeah,
thought I had the
just
same
said
feel.
ビーチに来てからずっと不思議に思ってた。だいたいこれだけの銃があったら武闘派はとっくにビーチを制圧できたはずだ。なのに今までそうしなかった。
Till Hatter was gone.
あんたは本当は帽子屋と親友だったんじゃないのか。
Is he gonna let everyone see his emotions?
なんかの理由であんたは帽子屋のやり方が許せなかった。暴走した帽子屋を止めたかった。かつての親友に戻ってほしかった。
This is gonna be I was like, is he gonna do the crossfade into like the past of them talking to each other?
ここにいる全員は今
Hear me now, believe me later.
Oh.
こいつらトランプ隠してやがったよ。
Oh, he took the cards back. Oh.
Right there. That was the moment.
That's when he turned. Even look at his eyes, how they changed. His expression.
本日をもって3つ目のルールを制定する。裏切り者には死を。お前に何が分かる？
Man, how is he not concussed?
Looking rough.
お前に何が？
Here we
Now we're
go.
gonna get the reveal.
コングラチュレーション。
懐かしいな。
They're really doing a good job at least catching us up on everything.
はい。
It's his old place.
もう限界だ。
Oof.
ビーチのメンバーは全員希望に向かって幸福を享受してるじゃないか。
トランプを集めれば元の世界に戻れるなんてお前が作った嘘だったろ。
Knew it.
Yep.
Knew it.
It's never gonna happen.
終わりにしよ
俺を裏切る気か。
Death to all who betray traitors.
裏切り者には死を。ビーチのルールは絶対だ。我々には目指すべき希望が必要なんだよ。
う。その喋り方。ビーチのどこに希望がある？こんな世界のどこに希望があるっつんだ。
No way out. Can't go back.
Can't go back, Bob.
I was just to say there's no way out, Bob.
王には苦渋の決断を迫られる時もあるものだ。
So he threatened him twice.
残念だよ、森ちゃん。
These two have a shootout. Yep.
それが本当ならアグニはゲームと関係なくみんなを殺そうとしてたってことか。
嘘だろ。俺たちはそんなことに付き合わされてたのか。
Yeah. There you go. Yep.
分かったよ。本物の魔女が誰か。
Has to be your prediction now.
ハートのゲームはいつも人をバカにしたようなもんだった。
Yep.
It's
生きてる人間が誰も死ななくていいような解決法が。
Well, except for the girl with the knife in her chest.
無理でしょ。魔女は殺されて火に放り込まれないといけないでしょ。
No, you don't.
いや、
What if the girl was the witch?
Is there somebody guilty in a witch hunt? That's why they call it a witch hunt, right?
それが可能な魔女が一人いる。魔女が
It's the girl on the
桃香
floor.
自身って答えならそうなる。
Yep, she was the witch the whole time.
So
The
then how'd
whole
she know
time.
from the fingerprints then? Because you're
が自分でナイフを胸に。
そう。
She would know if there wasn't any other fingerprints on the knife. There was only hers.
Yeah.
this guy. Break his leg.
お前ら、俺を殺してみろ。君はみんなを道連れにしようとしてる。
Oh. Gotta restrain this guy or
That's Kane.
take him out. Something.
And take the body and burn it.
Yep, and the
You know,
game's
let's
over.
stop the game.
he just wants out after this.
He didn't.
Empty.
Nothing even in the chamber.
And Eve, this
Adder
is where
wanted
some-
out too. He made him do it.
that officially broke him.
狂わせたのはビーチよ。お前らがあいつを狂わせた。
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
fighting
he's-
for him.
Blaming everybody else, wants his way out.
私がアグニを止められます。アグニは注意はします。その間に桃香をかかり火に。
Thank you.
Yes.
みんな聞いて。私はこのゲームのディーラー。
Oh. Whoa!
Oh!
What?
What?
I'm the dealer of the game and she got taken out?
逆手だった。
It was reverse grip.
Yep.
ナイフを持った指紋
That's
が。
how she figured it out.
つまり、桃香は自分でナイフを持って
But why?
胸を刺したってこと。
What do you mean, why?
魔女は
Pressure
彼
of
女
all。this, dude.
So then she was a witch. So then if he discovered it was her, she's the only one that had to perish.
ゲームのために。
instead of everyone around it.
Yeah. To get him the card.
桃香は本当にゲームの主催者なの？
Just in this instance.
でも彼女も俺たちと同じ人間だったよ。普通の。
彼女たちも。
If you believe him.
アグニ。もうこれ以上。
Oh, or that was how she would have won, maybe.
火が迫ってる。
Oh yeah, by the
Yeah,
way,
by the way, yeah.
the hotel was on fire.
急いで。
What is this?
Ugh.
He is
lived?
still alive.
Heart punch didn't work.
No, that's the other guy, the guy that got burned.
このかかり火で。
Oh. How the hell did he survive?
いちごと全員焼き殺しゃよかったんだよ。それで
Oh, he's gonna sacrifice himself. Somebody just take this guy out.
Oh. That was just a shoulder, so.
She's reconstructing. It's like in Detroit.
How would that just not hurt like hell because he's all burnt?
Rage.
Adrenaline answer.
All those
Adrenaline and
blisters.
rage.
Whoa! Nice.
That was a little whatevs, but
How did he not?
click.
Sacrifice is coming. Here comes the sacrifice. Knew it.
No.
He's gonna run.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh my god.
And he said the whole time that he was going to be out of control.
Yep.
Mahogany's. That's what he wanted. You guys need to throw the body in the fire.
Still has the.
Yeah.
Did she know if she said that she was going to
That
get
it would take her
lasered?
out. That's what I'm wondering. Because I'm wondering if could she have won if she would have outlasted everybody, and that was her ticket out of it. Maybe. Who knows?
Man, it's like once we get some answers, then make you almost second guess yourself.
Right. And could we even believe her, or is that just the punishment for saying you're the game master?
Yeah.
I mean, who knows?
Here's the clear.
You got a 10-day vacation now.
この世には元来生命を保証された地などない。
Last boss.
この地こそがこの世の真なる姿。ここに感謝する。俺は今この上なく自由だ。
Well, good to see that many people survive because the way that these last two episodes
Yeah.
were, it was like they mowed out almost everybody.
Well, and then you get to the end, and then Guy has
楽園
his
の終わりか。
his Die Hard moment where he comes back after being hanging from the chain, starts smoking people.
みんな死んだ。
Carl Winslow wasn't there this time, though.
Oh.
But Agony was.
あいつら許せない。
Oh, yep. This is
ダメだ。
仲間をあいつらを殺した。許せない。
no.
Oh, no.
Oh, wow. He was going to
He
do
was
it.
gonna. It was empty.
Yeah, because he went through it all. He used it on everybody else.
Yeah.
俺たちはまだ生きてる。もうそれだけでいいんだ。もうそれだけで。
アリス、アリス。
Yeah, you guys got 9 days. It's time to move on, but don't forget.
That's a
Pretty
hell of a
good shot.
right there.
And there's the 10.
But they're not going to be able to get the card.
Well, they don't.
Well, they don't have the complete
don't
deck
need it.
anyways. Well, this guy's, he's,
He's going to get it.
yep.
トランプ集めなんて意味ない気がしてきた。
何それ。
まあ、これで。絵札以外全てのトランプは揃ったけど。
Here we go. And sinister music.
なんかカメラ動くみたい。
So what happened with these two?
私たちはそこで仕事をしています。私たちはゲームを仕掛けるのを手伝っています。
Oh. So they were involved. It wasn't just a bluff or anything.
Look at this. Sub 7?
ディーラーって呼ばれる人たちがゲームの運営をしています。私たちも時々ゲームに参加して鬼役とかやったり、
Holy shit, we're getting everything.
ゲーム中はずっと私たちも監視されていて、
And if you, yep.
ディーラーのことをプレイヤーにばらすとこ。
Okay, here we go.
I'm a game
explains that.
dealer. And then that's when. 269525.
They're getting everything.
Oh, what?
Wow.
There's somebody sitting at the desk.
Oh, looks like someone bringing him coffee. Some intern.
What the hell? Look at all that.
It's going to be our queen. Off with their heads. Oh, they're watching all the games.
They're all laughing about it.
Wow, every single one of these towers has a...
They're cheering. Dude, it's like the movie Stone Cold was
The
in.
Condemned. I was
Yeah,
just
the
going to say,
Condemned.
it's like the Condemned.
Or the Running Man.
Yeah, but it doesn't look like they have a host, though, for running, like Running Man. Whereas Condemned, there was no host.
こいつらがゲームの主催者。
Those are all the game masters.
私たちのせいで大勢の人たちが毎日死んでる。もう耐えられない。
Right there. I can't
Yep.
take this anymore.
Yep, there it is. That's the whole thing.
してビザもらって。
Chose to be the witch.
They kill people when the game earn visa days.
Yep.
Yep.
大丈夫。君はいつか必ず食べるから。
Wow. My mind is in overload right now. This is going to end with them finding it and then, like, they moved or something.
Or that, yeah.
Something.
You think it's going to be right there and gone.
ここだ。
I'm trying to remember as many things as I can from Alice in Wonderland, but it's not really helping much.
not right here. No.
I don't think at this point it's going to be much help. God damn, what a good reveal. Way to nail it.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. They did the reveal the same way they did the games. You find out at the end.
Mm-hmm.
There, is that the key
And
right there?
valuable lesson.
Look at Dave, the door's open.
Record everything.
Yeah, there's that.
Door's open.
Yep.
You might have been right there, Dave.
Beware of electrocution.
Or
Someone went in there and took
massacred
care of everyone.
everybody.
But then
But there's still a game master.
well, I was gonna
Because obviously we
say
got
if they,
season two.
bro, I was gonna say if you did that,
so
like,
loud. No, not you. The guy opening the door. I wasn't yelling at you.
What'd you say?
Oh, you.
I was like, bro, don't be so loud. And he looked at me like, what? Like, no, the guy opening the door. The squeaky door.
I just heard you talking. I was like, what?
Oh, the squeaky
So I didn't know
door.
that.
Door squeaked.
Because then
okay,
I'm
so we
wondering
got-
if it would be if you like the massacre thing, then how do they get back to the real world? They wouldn't know how. Then they'd be
that's
stuck.
my next question. Now that we just took 8 episodes for a ride, I need to know, how did we get here?
Well, in Wonderland, they just lived there. That's where they were. So were the game masters just always there? This is just their universe they live in?
But
And
How?
fade to black. No, never mind.
No, the lights will come up. They'll gasp, then black.
well, the good news is, gentlemen, I thought we saw 53 minutes.
Yeah, so
We're
we
not
got
there.
a lot of time yet.
It-
It's all gone. And
I was really hoping to be wrong.
they already moved.
Tom!
Yeah, is there a dead body right there?
It looks
That's what it looks
there
like
is.
in that chair.
Yeah.
So then it might be what I thought is if they take everyone out, then who's running the show then and how they get back?
Yeah.
Is this like an emergency protocol where one, like she just
Once
did,
they reveal and they get out of there.
and then they just zap everything
Well,
and
from
everyone?
what we saw, they have a shit ton of
Everybody's
cameras.
out.
Everybody. That has to be
It
it.
blew
One-
everybody's
one
cover.
blows the whistle.
Yep.
You all get it, and we just restart.
Yep. All the paperwork and everything now doing all
Reboot.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm speculating, folks. I'm not saying that's
Oh,
what
look
it
at
is.
through
Yep.
the.
Yep. Yep. There's
all
your
good.
answer. They all got it with the lasers.
よくここを探り当てられたね。
Oh.
It's him and her.
This mother.
Yep.
俺が見込んだだけのことはある。
He's not the master, is he?
I don't think he is.
No, they just followed the same clues.
It's true.
Well, we'll find out right here. We got just asked what's going on.
絵札以外全てのカードが手に入った。ありがとう。
Thanks.
これが地下鉄の路線図だってわかるまで、ずいぶんかかったよ。
Oh.
That's what that was. Remember all our guesses?
Yeah. We're like, what the hell is it?
We weren't even close. Hey, Subway guys.
Yeah.
How the I don't see it. Good work.
上って誰なの？
さあね。宇宙人か。神か。
Oh, boy.
Is it game time?
Here we go.
I wonder if because they found this,
They become the new.
プレイヤーの諸君
What's that?
They become the new game masters.
ほう。
There's the queen.
Hey, she was an executive. Yeah,
Yep.
on the executive board.
一体何人の仲間たちが死んだかしら。思い浮かべてみて。銃で撃たれたあいつ。
Oh, this.
Oh,
kid.
then look at
Yep.
撃ち抜かれ水に飲み込まれ首を吹き飛ばされた仲間たち。
Chisha is like,
絶望感とともに訪
I
れ
don't
る
praising
know.
him.
Shit.
Oh,
Yep. The collars.
もっともっとそのゲームをたくさん用意してるから。
彼女がこのゲームの主催者。
No, she's a puppet.
Alien.
ネクストステージは明日
tomorrow they just did the 10.
みんなで一緒に楽しみましょう。
また戦うんだね。
Mira's the big boss.
やっとターゲットが見えてきた。
Dom!
Maybe that's not the best spot for Dom.
Cars don't fly.
Okay, but how did we
Well,
get to this?
Next stage.
it was through a rabbit hole in Alice in Wonderland.
I don't think we're getting that answer.
Not right now.
Oh, no.
I hope at some point,
Yep.
or at least something to.
Airship
Whoa, what's
engine
this?
rumbling.
What's this? What's this?
Here they come.
What is that?
King.
A jack or a king?
King of,
Of
Spades.
spades.
King of spades.
Physical.
Yep.
Oh, so- me. Was that a jack? Of course, it's a king.
Is that the...
And we've already seen that ace is a low, right?
yeah.
So
King's the
king
highest.
is.
必ず答えはある。
But we haven't seen jokers.
Oh, there's a
there's a
king of
bunch of them.
diamonds.
All the
And you don't want the
kings.
diamonds. Diamonds, I mean, it says wits, but...
King of hearts.
and the hearts,
King of
they
hearts.
have
Jack
another
clubs.
term. They have another term for themselves.
Yeah, there's all the cards.
If you
all
know
the face
playing cards, you know them.
So they're like in here's the zone for it. Ah, damn! What a season, man.
Wow. Holy shit.
The last like 10 minutes was just insane.
Mind-blowing.
Folks, this show absolutely banger. Tell you that.
Wow.
Wow. Damn. What a this whole episode, man, from start to finish. I can't think of one thing to complain about,
Nothing.
but just
Nothing.
being like of an awe
Yeah,
of
just-
how they executed on every single point here.
Yeah, just totally along for the ride on this one. This was wild. And what's crazy is this last 10 minutes or whatever it was almost feels like an entirely different episode. It
does.
Like we're completely forgetting. I'm not forgetting, but this completely took me out of everything that happened at the hotel, everything between Hatter and Aguni, if that's how you say his name. I know it's been pronounced a few different times in here, but everything that went down between those two and all that emotion and how Alice, I'll just call him Alice again for the sake of all you folks out there, solved the whole puzzle at the end. Then we had the reveal that the two ladies were in the games. They were all a part of it the whole time. They were the games dealer, so to speak. We got the big reveal with the video, and like I said, it felt like a whole different movie. What's interesting though is that they didn't find anything that Mira didn't want them to find. Everything they did, she wanted that to happen. My explanation is they could have been taken out at any point with the lasers had they done something that she didn't like or she didn't want or that didn't fit the plan. They could have been taken out at any moment. So everything they did, that's the direction that Mira wanted them to go and wanted them to get to this point. With presumably just the four of them left, maybe we'll find some other stragglers along the way to help them out. But just what an absolute masterpiece. And I got to know how you folks felt after it faded to black and then you had to wait for season 2. I just got to know what your theories were. What were you thinking? What direction did you think they were going to go? I mean, that's the kind of stuff I want to hear because I want to see what it is that you folks experienced while you were waiting, because we get to just jump right into it because season 2 is already out, waiting on season 3. So that's the thing I'm interested in. But wow, what an episode. I mean, the way we figured everything out, the fact that little scribble drawing was a map.
Subway.
Good work.
Of the subway. I mean, never would have thought that, of course. Subway is not exactly very popular here in the Midwest, at least in where we are. So, don't use those much at all, if any. So that threw me. But it was just the whole idea that Hatter, and I'm going to jump back to Hatter and Aguni's relationship now, the whole idea of like getting back and getting the face cards, that was all just a lie. That was never going to happen. And Hatter was lying to himself, and he was kind of the traitor. And this whole time, his weapon didn't even have any ammunition in it. It was empty. That's the way that he essentially wanted to go out. And Aguni had that guilt about it, and eventually made the save at the end, kind of turning around and saved a number of people. A few people were lost, of course. When Mr. Invincible decided to come back from getting burned and tossed off a building. But of course, we should expect the big baddie always finds his way back somehow. But what a reveal, because Mira was in the background of these number of episodes here at the beach, just kind of hanging out and observing things.
Executive board.
Yeah, an executive. So, wow, wild episode. 0 faults. Loved everything about it. Can't wait for season 2. What a story. And I love how this whole season pretty much mirrored the games that we were in, where you didn't know what was happening until the final episode, which is how the games have been. You don't know until the final minutes how everything shakes out. I love it. I love how it's done. Look, the questions about the hows and the whys that they got there, at this point, I'm sure maybe they'll be answered at some point. That's really not important to me. I don't really care so much about all that. Those answers will, I'm sure, come eventually, but awesome season.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting how it had some parallels to like Running Man and then The Condemned, but they did it better, in my opinion. Like how they did this, the elaborate scheme setups, Running Man, yeah. Well, because that's the other part of a question I have. Whose enjoyment or who is this for?
Yeah.
That they're doing all this? Is it Mira's just her having this big idea and doing it? Because it's like, they're not selling it to networks. I mean, The Running Man was a game show on network television. Condemned was an internet show for people to watch and bid on stuff. Who is this exactly for?
I think it's for Mira. It's all for her enjoyment.
And that very well could be. So that's my big question. This episode, though, I love how they were doing the like old school like recording stuff, like Blair Witch and stuff of that ilk, where they record it and basically they could have given they could have kept going with that beginning part. And like I even said it too, that could have been great starter to the opening of the series, but I love how they did it anyways. But they could have kept going with it and then given it to you that she was the game master. So then when they did the whole loop around, you're just like, how are they going to get out of this? And then when she says I'm the game master and then gets out, we're like, oh, that's right. But how they did it was still amazing. I loved every minute of it. Then having the big reveal at the end, the rooms. And we got close, and like you said, what if they're all gone? Because I was wondering the same thing. If they're all gone, then what's next? Once you know the power kicks on, it's Mira just looking at him. Dave's giving her the bird. It was great. So now that they have the face cards involved, there's one of the kings that I'm rather interested in, and it is a heart, as a matter of fact. And so I'm really interested for when they play that game, because depending on how it goes, I'm assuming that the hearts are going to be the top of the line here. I mean, usually it goes reverse alphabetical order for poker, and then for other games it's different for which suit is higher than the other for difficulty or power.
Yeah, well, it's
so to
never
speak. So-
never what you think. That's for sure.
So that's what it
we've
is. But the
seen.
hearts has been the hardest one in this one, so that's why it's perfect that it's the King of Hearts is the card that is not YouTube friendly. But yeah, what a great way to end the season. Get us amped up for the second season. I'm sorry to all those that had to wait real time and wait a year or two to get the next season, because I would have been. I mean, if it was for the channel, I'd be diving right into season 2 right now too, because this show has been amazing.
But
Love
if
the
not
first
for the
season.
channel, probably never would have watched
That
it.
also is very
So
true.
thank you to all of you out there.
I think I've heard little rumblings, online or stuff, but I would never have thought to watch it. So once again, though, thanks to you guys.
So my halfway through what we've experienced, predictions are going to be along the lines of what I thought earlier on. I still think that this is all a matter of one of two things. Either it is a massive, almost like we saw in Squid Games, where it's a massive, super ultra elite gambling thing. They gamble on the games. They see. I don't think these people that we saw in this control room were the ones gambling it. But they were certainly not upset over what was happening. So I think it's either that, or I think it is a massive experiment study type thing. Let's do an experiment and see what happens when we put people in situations that is going to. How did the cards break down? Answer. I see you have notes there.
As far as what?
As far as the different.
Hearts play with your hearts and emotions. Spades is physical, clubs is team, and diamonds is wits.
Okay, so I think it's a gambling thing, or I think it's a giant experiment. What if we put people in this sort of situation? What do we do if we put people in this sort of situation? How will people react in this situation when they're with their friends? So I think it's one sort of giant experiment. Look, I hate to be morbid, but it's kind of like what we do with rats and stuff. Well, if we put cheese at the end of this maze, or if we put them in a bucket of water, see how long they can tread water for, I mean, just crazy shit, right? I think this entire season was incredibly well done. Diamond Dave and I had kind of gone back and forth at the end of the last episode, and talked about it a little bit here, that we didn't really need to have answers. I know you want them, but it doesn't take away for me, for this show, that we don't know what world we're in, right? It just has a level of mystery hanging over it, and I don't need to have the answers. Mason Quinn, of course, when we brought that up, you brought up The Walking Dead. We don't need to know how the zombies started. We'd like to know, be like, oh, okay, that's how it started, because of course, if you figure out how it started, then maybe you get a better idea of how to end it, possibly. But yeah, an incredible series, a ton of action, a ton of suspense, a ton of drama. Just about every emotion you could pull out of a viewer, they managed to hit with this particular series. So I thought it was incredibly well done, well written, well acted. Just an absolute banger of a show that, like you guys had said, I likely would not have watched if it wasn't for recommendations on this channel. So once again, thank you to everyone who recommended this, because this was incredible, and I cannot wait for season 2. Oh, face cards.
Yeah, to pick up right where you left off, definitely would not have watched it if it wasn't for this channel and all of you. So thank you for recommending it for as long as you did. It just took us a minute to get there. So thank you. With the whole why I now need to know how we got to where this world is because now that we just took this ride, we did all that, got all those answers. To me now it's like, it was just like that. So how did all those folks go away? So now that, even if it's just tidbits to make my mind think one thing so I can build a canon in my head, I'm satisfied with that. But me not knowing in season 1 does not affect how I feel about season 1. I'm just now having that awesome anticipation going into season 2 of can I get those answers for what I'm searching for? Because again,
well, they're in Borderland. That's the world they're in. It's like when Alice went to Wonderland, it was just another universe. Well, she went through the rabbit hole.
How?
They went through the bathrooms.
They went through the toilet hole.
How? So that's what I'm building an incredible, awesome anticipation for my excitement on that while seeing what the face cards are going to bring. I loved the way they shot them on their phone and having us go through the journey in the beginning, which made it feel like, all right, so that's where that stopped. Cool. But she had the phone there at the end, still recording.
Yeah.
And of course, who wouldn't pick up the phone and, all right, let's see what she's got. And then the journey that we just took on for those answers, only to lead us to a cliffhanger, which was, again, phenomenal, just well done. Love the shot there. Now, going to the Alice, for lack of better my pronunciation here, him calling out everything as we were going there, him figuring out the game was absolute gold, I thought, because we got to see all those emotions. We even got the reveals there of Hatter, empty clip, empty gun. So leaves me to believe he was maybe always towing a line of wanting to go, but also wanted to keep his oasis alive. I almost wonder how much he was testing his buddy, more so than to see if he would do it.
Almost like what he was doing here. He was testing everybody else. I'm the guy. Will you take me out? Take me out. He was almost doing the same thing to his buddy.
Yeah, that's kind of what it felt like a little bit there now that the review was there, which then seeing his hatred now for those people makes 1000% sense because he blamed all that whole utopia oasis. He blamed everyone there, which is why he just basically unleashed the hounds to take everybody out. Then, like you said, Quinn, our indestructible antagonist villain comes waltzing back after being set on fire, falling off a building.
20 feet.
So that was actually, that gets a huge pass because that's just like Michael Myers. He never dies. That kind of thing.
Yeah,
right?
or Die Hard.
We're
whatever.
not doctors, guys, but I think wouldn't we assume that his burns would have been a little bit more severe given what we saw?
There's a great chance. But even then,
maybe he
with
fell in the
burns
pool.
And the fall.
He fell off the side of the building into the pool.
Yeah,
maybe.
Could have been.
Oh, there we go. Maybe that
Well,
happened.
and to be fair, they did amp up like some of the kicks and some of the gunfire was the results were a little unrealistic.
Last
I mean,
episode.
The tiger punch.
Yeah. So
that's why I'm saying like it is what it is.
That's why you're letting it slide.
It's cool.
Okay.
Yeah, because we already got a
Yeah, I'm not
precedent
gonna-
set with the tiger
nitpick that.
punch, where the tiger, a full-blown tiger, went flying 90 yards by one punch. So either way, all good.
Yep.
I enjoyed this whole episode because it really did feel like 2 episodes in one. Because when they won, which it was unique, because I didn't take it as a win there, but of course they said it kind of right there.
More survived.
Yeah, they survived.
Looks somber. Yeah.
Yeah. So right when that ended, and on the steps, I thought was a really good reveal moment too, because the one gentleman, had the guilt and was like, "Fine, I'll
opt out.
I got the guilt. I'll opt out right here." But since he blew all of his ammo on all those casualties, he couldn't even do it. And right there was kind of like, I don't know if it'll make the cut, but at least in my mind, this makes sense. It's like, all right, we can move on, but we can't forget what these folks just did, because right now we need everybody, like he was saying, just to kind of make it through.
That scene was really powerful because it was almost like when he was down on his knees and he was going to do what he did, it was almost like your punishment is now you have to live with what you've done. Now, obviously, you can look forward and say, look, you could have grabbed the guy next to him's firearm or done other things. But in that moment, it was like, no. You have to live with
Not that easy.
You have to live with this. So that was really powerful. And the last thing I was going to say is, I said at the end of the last episode, and a lot of times when we come to season finales or series finales, we say, okay, it's usually the second to last episode. We usually get the big lead up, and then the final one's all the action. Or sometimes the second to last is the big one, and then the last one is buttoning up. And when talking about how this felt like 2 episodes, it felt like they gave us both. Yeah. They let in with a ton of action, and a little over halfway through, that's like, okay, now let's slow it down.
Lay the groundwork.
The game's over. Let's button this up a little bit, which they did a good job of doing, and let's lead. Well, I shouldn't say button it up because there's still more questions than answers. But they did a good job of kind of wrapping up season 1 and leading us into season 2 in a major way. And I do have to say that for anybody who had to wait after that finale for season 2, I feel bad. But hey, we're gonna be in the same boat after we finish up season 2, waiting here for season 3.
Which basically, when we've started this, is when. And correct me if I'm wrong here, folks, but I'm pretty sure that's right about the time that the news came out that season 3 was greenlit.
Yeah.
So I had a thought to what you were saying over there. Oh, the Hearts games. So the Heart games have been very unique with the 2 that we've seen so far, with the 7 of Hearts and then this 10 of Hearts.
10, yeah.
The whole time, again, an answer was in front of us. These games are just so unique, and whoever the minds are that think of this stuff is genius, because you at least for me, I've built up this. All right, you're trying to go through every scenario.
Yeah.
But every scenario's it's what is more right in the scenario, because it could not all be wrong. It's just what level is more right. It's like taking a test. Sometimes they give you all the right answers, would be right answers, but there's one that's a little bit more right in the structure of what they're looking for.
Yeah, because with the Hearts games, in the 7 of Hearts that we saw, look, only one person was going to make it out of there alive.
Well, the folks corrected us on that if, well, the comments were there, basically more could have survived, but.
Right. But then interestingly enough, for the 10 of Hearts, the person who had to go was already gone.
Yeah.
And all you had to do was figure that out, and then everybody else got to live. So it's interesting how, because it's Hearts, I think because of what we saw in that earlier episode when it was a 7, I think we immediately kind of think, oh gosh, it's going to be sacrifice. And it's, well, no, they're going to play with your heart and play with your emotions and bring that into it. But it doesn't necessarily mean a bunch of people are going to get taken out.
But
so I think we need to consider that.
That's what it did, because they played with their emotion of everyone attacking everybody. Because you're the witch. No, you're the witch. No, you're the witch. Instead of just, okay, let's think about this for a second.
Yeah, for the 2 hours.
Which is why she got the reverse grip fingerprints on the knife.
Yep. That's how she knew
so
right away.
We ripped on it for how long is this going to take? Well, to see the reverse script that she went like that. Oh, bing, bang, boom.
Yeah.
Done.
Well, and they did. This was, at least from what I remember in this moment right now, that was the first, that 10 of Hearts game where they told you the answer almost, right? But of course, clever writing there where, could be right in front of the person is here. Could be right in front of you. They said something along those lines on that.
Yeah, instead of when they did the
rules. Yeah, instead they played right into the panic of everything. And, turning your backs on each other.
Which again, phenomenal. So, I mean, this is pretty easy for me, folks.
Pal.
I just want to pass them
I don't know how much. I mean,
I don't know either.
That's a 5. I don't know. There we go. 5er. Yep. Boom. Clip it. Clap it. Boom. 5er for the old Diamond Dave.
Oh, I'm done writing, so I'll just clip and clap mine as well, except we got to make sure it's not on the table, because then we just thud it.
5.
There it is.
Easy. 5. Take that to the bank.
Take it to the bank.
That's from a Seagal movie.
Well, this was a great show. Absolutely loved everything.
Cannot wait for.
I'm not sure that I can agree with my my fellow reactors here. Just kidding. Of course I can. It's a 5. What did you think it was going to be? Of course it's a 5.
You son of a bitch.
Loved it. Cannot wait for season 2. Thank you all so much for recommending this one.
Oh my God.
Glad we finally got to it.
This was so much fun. This was so just so much fun. So for Appleton Oak, Diamond Dave, that's Mason Quinn. I'm of course the answer. We'll catch you on the next season. Good night, pals.